So I was gonna give you a really cool video today, filmed outside with a really nice background. I figured out a way to get a nice, lovely little landscape behind me of trees and stuff. But my battery was dead, and so I went out to the place on my lunch to go film the cool video and realized it was dead. Had to come into a building and charge, and now you're getting a video filmed in a bathroom. It's a single person bathroom, so it's not like there's a guy in the stall next to me or anything like that. But I do have to keep my voice down because people can walk past, and if I'm talking too loudly, they're gonna wonder what I'm doing. Not that I don't even think it's against the rules for me to be filming a video on my lunch break in the bathroom. I mean, I am taking away bathroom time from potential customers that could be using it, but nobody really uses this bathroom in the building anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I did my first day at the gym on my own yesterday, first day in several weeks, and I went to do deadlifts on my own for the first time in months. It's been a really, really long time, and deadlifts were something I got to the point of kinda, sorta, maybe feeling comfortable with months ago. But then, I fell off track and haven't done them on my own since. And I did what you always do. What Dummy always does when he steps away from something. He goes and he tries to just pick up exactly where he left off, putting on, I think it was like, it was like 120 pounds or something like that, because I could do that pretty easily back in the fall, and I think it has less to do with loss of strength and more just to do with loss of technique. Like, I haven't been in the habit of using proper form, and so, man, I felt like I did like 2 of them with that much weight. I felt like I was gonna break into pieces, and I was like, okay, I really just need to reestablish my form. I took a lot of weight off, which was really, really embarrassing. I know that nobody's watching me at the gym. Everybody is too focused on themselves to really focus on anybody else, and if they are looking at you, they're probably as much of a gym loser as you are, so don't worry about people watching you at the gym. But yeah, it was really embarrassing to take off all that weight and then put on much smaller. I don't remember what I landed with, but it was like barely a thing, like what I ended up going with. But I did a lot more reps and really just got in the habit of using really, really good form. Had to completely return to basics. Always such a tough swallow for your pride. I mean, especially for me, whether it's weightlifting or anything else. I used to be a pretty avid meditator. I used to meditate for at least an hour every day. I was getting to a really good place there, and then you take a long break from it, try to get back and just do an hour of meditation. It just drives you up a flippin' wall. You're like, gosh darn it, I lost so much progress. That snowball was going down the hill, picking up momentum of skill, and then, I just kind of lost, maybe not all of it, but at least some of it. Yeah, it's like that, whether it's that or it's reading. Hey, I used to read a half an hour at a time. Let me sit down and try to read for a half an hour, and then it just feels like absolute torture. Or being around people, I can easily lose my interpersonal skills, and in fact, I really did during the first initial lockdown. Really lose my ability to interact with people, and for days or weeks at a time, when I'm not feeling good, I self-isolate. I definitely lose whatever skills I had built up in interaction. And what you have to do is just say, okay, I need to ease my way back into this. I need to just go back to the micro habit that I started with. When in doubt, just go back to the micro habit. And if you perform for the level of intensity or time that the micro habit sets you have to do, then you can do a little bit more, right? You can always do a little bit more if you feel like it wasn't good enough, but only set the intention of, I'm just gonna do this a little bit, because if you set too big of an intention, it's gonna be way too intimidating, and you're not going to do it. You're gonna get way too discouraged. If I was continuously setting the goal for myself that every time I go back to do deadlifts, regardless of whether it's weeks or months, I'm going to go back to doing however much I was doing before, I would injure myself. And that would probably ruin deadlifts for me. Might even ruin the gym for me. I don't know. Yeah, tough swallow for your pride. And of course, what is the solution to all of that? It's don't fall off track in the first place. But another thing you have to understand is whenever you're on the path to bettering yourself, you're gonna fall off track countless times. And you're just gonna always have to drink a little bit from your baby bottle and get right back on in whatever tiny capacity you can.